Good evening, everybody. How are you yarnies doing this evening? Let's get my yarn all ready for tonight because we're continuing our granny month. And my music is a little on the loud side. Alrighty. Gonna get right into it tonight. Yeah, I like the music too. It's kind of upbeat. I gotta find a new source for it because the service I'm using is shutting down in a few weeks. So I'll have to come up with a new source of Twitch safe music to use. All right, we're going to continue with our insect theme. Turn that down just slightly. Not that much. All right. Tonight we're doing the Dragonfly square. My sample doesn't really look that good because I don't think the white shows up that well. But similar to the large butterfly that we did the other day, the body is made up of popcorns in the main square. And then afterwards, you'll have the wings. This is also by Yarnutopia on YouTube. So they would be coordinating. The only difference is she tacks down her wings and her tail. I'm not going to do that. So we're going to get into this. This, I think, is a 7. The square itself is 7 rounds. The wings are obviously additional. So it's a 7 round repeat. And we're going to zoom in a little. We're going to start this square. You're going to start with a chain of 4. Slip stitch to your first chain to form a ring. Pretty basic. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put in we're going to do a beginning popcorn, which we're going to start with a chain of 3. And into the ring, we're going to put 4 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we essentially have 5 double crochets because your chain of 3 counts as 1. You're going to go into the top of your chain 3. And then grab your loop, pull it through, pull tight. That's your beginning popcorn. You're going to chain 2. Then into your ring, you're going to put 3 double crochets. Two and 3. Just double check to see what we're doing. Oh, our instructions are wrong. She missed a step. Actually, no, she didn't. Okay. So we've got our beginning popcorn, our chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. And now we're going to chain 2. And into the ring, you're going to put 1 double crochet. Now you're going to chain 11. We're going to end up working on our tail of the dragonfly right now. So you're going to chain 11. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In the second chain from the hook, you're going to put in a single crochet. And then the next 4 stitches, next 4 chains, are each going to get a single. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. The rest of the chains, So there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each of those are going to get a half double. 1, I can get into the chain. 2, 3, 4, and the fifth one we've got a half double. Okay. And now into the ring, we're going to put in a popcorn. You're going to do 5 doubles. Wait a minute. And it's been a few weeks since I've made my sample. Bear with me, everybody. Oh. Take that back. Okay. So our last chain that we did, we put a half double in. We want to put 2 more half doubles into that chain. Forgot we have to make it wider there. And now we can make our popcorn. You're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to go back in and make the popcorn. Chain 2. And then in the center, we're going to put a double crochet. We're going to chain 2 again. And into that ring, we're going to put 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3. I don't like this music. Let me switch it. Get those 3 doubles. We're going to chain 2. And after we've chained 2, we're going to slip stitch into the top of our chain. The top of our popcorn that we started the round with. So there is round 1. It looks weird because it's got the tail. That is round 1. Round 2, we're going to do a beginning popcorn, which is again, chain up 3, and into that popcorn put 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Insert your hook into the top of your chain 3. Put your loop over, pull through to form your popcorn, chain 2. In that chain 2 space, you're going to put in a double crochet. And then in the next stitch, gets a double. And then the very next stitch is going to be our corner. So in the very next stitch is going to get 2 chains, 2 doubles, 2 doubles, 2 chains, 2 doubles. 1, 2, 2 chains, and in that same stitch, 2 doubles. The next stitch will get a double. We're going to double crochet into our chain space. skip that double crochet. Hold up. How did we do that? Let me look at my sample. Again, it's been a while since I made my original sample. So we've chained one, we've double crocheted into the space. We're skipping the double, and we're going to do 2 double triples in the center ring. Hate it when I forget what I've done. Did we make the popcorn in the wrong spot? I'm no expert on this stuff. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to go back. And I made the mistake. So we're going to rip out that row. And we're going to rip out until the tail. We're going to keep the tail. We're going to rip out that popcorn. So we've got our tail. So we're back on round 1. And we're going to make our popcorn she does a much better job in the video that she made. Alrighty, I got it. Okay, so now we're going to make a popcorn. We're going to make a popcorn around the base of our first popcorn. So we're going to go around the base of that popcorn and put in our 5 double crochets. At least that's how we might have to scrap this square tonight. I would go back and watch it, but actually, you know what? Let me go back and watch it real quick. Just so I'm not giving wrong information. Let's find, and I'll do it without playing any of her audio. Yeah, it is Stump. It is definitely Stump. I mean, I've made it. I've made it before. It's just I don't remember that stitch. And the written instructions aren't that clear. Okay, she's doing the tail right now. This is a difficult one. Okay, she did the 3 half doubles. I know how to do it. Okay, so those 3 half doubles we put in the last chain of the tail, that is going to be our popcorn. So you're going to put your hook into the first of those three, 1, 2, 3. That's what we're going to do the popcorn, because we need that center space open. And you're going to, whoops, form the popcorn, chain 2. Yeah. Form the popcorn, chain 2. Actually, no, we're not going to chain 2. We're going to chain 1 to lock it. And then we're going to double crochet back into the ring. There we go. That's how we want it. It's going to look weird, but we are going to be stitching that up later on. So you want that open space. Now we can chain 2. Put 3 doubles into the ring. Chain 2. Slip stitch to the top of your beginning popcorn. That's what we want. Just like that. Now into here, we're going to do the beginning popcorn. I was right on that. So it's chain 3, and then you're going to put 4 doubles into that popcorn stitch. It's 2, 3, and 4. We're going to make the popcorn. Chain 2. In the space gets 1 stitch. The first stitch gets 1. The next stitch gets 2 doubles, 2 chains, 2 doubles. 2 doubles, our 2 chains, and then our 2 doubles. The next stitch will get 1. The space will get a double. Now what we're going to do is we're going to skip this double, and we're going to do 2 double triples, chain 2, 2 double triples into the center of this ring, but we're going to lift the tail up. So we're going to lift the tail, and we're only going to be dealing with the center. So we have the tail here. So you get this hole, we need that hole to open up, and you see the original center that we have. So into that center, we'll do 2 double triples. So that's a triple, and that's a double triple. So you're going to wrap it over 3 times. Go in, bring it up, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And you're going to do that again. There's our 2 double triples, chain 2, and then 2 more double triples into that center. Okay. Now we can put the tail back down. And into this chain space that's right here, it's going to get a double crochet. The next space will get a double. The next stitch gets 2 doubles, 2 chains, 2 doubles. That's going to be our corner. And I got fuzz in my mouth. I don't like that. 2 doubles, 2 chains, and 2 doubles. The next stitch gets a double. And then in the chain space, will get a double. And now we're going to slip stitch to the top of our beginning popcorn to end round 2. So it almost looks like a manta ray. So that is round number 2. Let me get something to drink. We're ready for round 3. In round 3, we're going to start with a beginning popcorn. So we're going to chain 3. And then put 4 into the popcorn. 2, 3, and number 4. We're going to form the popcorn stitch. Chain 2. Double crochet in the chain space. And the next 4 stitches are each going to get a double crochet. Or the corner is going to get 1 double, 3 chains, and 1 double. Slightly different. And then the next 6 stitches, there's 4 there plus those 2. Those next 6 stitches are going to each get a double. 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6. And we're going to have an ad break here in 1 second. I am going to show how to do the corner here. This corner that's back here is going to get a single, chain 3, and then a single. And now the next 6 each get 1. The corner gets 1 double, chain 3, 1 double. The next 4 will each get a double. And then you're going to get a double in the space here at the end. So you're repeating what you did on the beginning of this round. So I'll work on that as we go on to the ad. I will be back. Welcome back, everybody. So while we were at ad, I finished the round. And again, the round, I'll repeat the round. You're going to put your beginning popcorn, you chain 2. In your first space, you put a double crochet. The next 4 stitches each get a double. In the space, you put a double, chain 3, and a double. Then on this side, the next 6 each get a double. This corner gets a double, chain 3, and a double. This side, the next 6 each get a double. This corner gets 1 double, chain 3, 1 double. On this side, the next 4 each get a double. You're going to put a double in the chain 2 space, and then you're going to chain 2 and then slip stitch to finish. So that is round number 3. Round 4, we're going to start with a beginning triple popcorn. We did a triple popcorn on the large butterfly one. It's the same type of thing. It's going to form the head of the butterfly. So we're going to chain up 4. That counts as a triple crochet. And into your popcorn here, you're going to put 6 triples. You'll end up having a total of 7 because that chain 4 counts as a triple. 2, 3, 4, 5. That is our 6th one. 6 triples plus our chain 4. You're going to go into the top of your chain 4, and that's where you're going to form your popcorn stitch. Bring it through. We're going to chain 2. That's going to be the head of the dragonfly. In your chain space, you're going to put in a double crochet. Each of the next 6 stitches will get a double crochet. If I can form the stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Your corner is a double, chain 3 and a double, and I cannot get my yarn to stop rolling up. So we're going to do a double, chain 3, and a double into the corner. The next 8, let's see if we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. The next 8 each get a double. We got our corner here. Our corner is going to get 1 double, chain 3, and 1 double. The next side will be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there's 8. Each of those get 1 double. And the 8th one, our corner, we're gonna get 1 double, chain 3, 1 double. One, 2, 3, then double. This side, there should be 6 stitches. Each of those will get a double. For some reason I can't form double crochets. In the chain space, we're going to put a double. We're going to chain 2. We're going to slip stitch to the top of the head of our dragonfly. So there's round 4. You will need to block these because they do curl up. Round number 5. So we're going to chain up 3. And into that same stitch, we're going to put another double, chain 2, and then 2 more doubles. We're forming a corner. So we got a chain of 3, a double crochet, chain 2, 2 doubles. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In the next 8 stitches, you're going to put 1 double into each of them. You're not going to put anything into that space that's right there. You're just going to go right into the stitch. Each of those will get a double. There should be 8 of them. Black is not working on this ball of yarn tonight. Okay, we're at the corner here. This corner is going to get 2 doubles, chain 3, and 1 double. What we're doing is we're evening out the counts of the doubles on each side because one side had a couple more than the other. The back end had more stitches than the front end, so we're going to even them out this way. So now in the next 10 stitches, you're each going to get a double crochet. This corner is going to get 1 double, chain 3, 1 double. Each of the next 10 will get a double crochet. And in this corner, it's going to get 1 double, chain of 3, and then 2 doubles. Each of the next, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches. Pattern says 10, but there's not. There's 8 there. They're each going to get 1. There should be 8. Let me just double check. Yeah. And now we're going to slip stitch to the top of our chain 3 from where we started this round. Now I'm going to double check to count how many stitches I have on each side. including the ones in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's count the longer side. There's 12. Should be 12 in each. 12. Yep, there's 12 stitches on each side. That was round number 5. Round number 6 is super easy. Each stitch is going to get a double crochet, and each corner is going to get 2 doubles, 2 chains, 2 doubles. So I'm starting here on a side. That's over top of this stitch. And then the next stitch will get 1. And now we're at a corner. So we're going to get 2, chain 2, and then 2. And this is just like a solid granny, where each stitch gets a double crochet. We're almost done with the blue color, or the main square color. You can obviously do this in whatever color combinations you want. Halfway done this round. And a little more slack because to get this last side of the square. One more stitch to do. A slip stitch to join. So your square is pretty much done. Yeah, your tail looks a little weird, but we'll get to that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to the color I'm going to use for the wings. I'm going to use this pink. But before we get to that point, I'm going to do a final round. Our last round is each stitch gets a single crochet, and then the corners will be 2 singles, 2 chains, 2 singles. The same way that we did it for the large butterfly on Thursday. So I'm just going to join my color here. Actually, no, we're going to do it this way. Okay, I've already chained one. I am going to cut my color, pull through, and do that. I will weave in this end, so it's a little bit easier to deal with when I add the pink. Okay. I'm going to start with a standing single crochet, and it can go into any stitch. I'm actually going to do it in a corner to make it a little bit easier on myself. So there's one single, put in another, and then chain two, and then two more singles, not doubles. Automatically doing doubles. Chain two, two singles. I don't care for this music. And then each stitch gets a single. Pretty simple. Once we get to this round done, we will work on the wings. And that's all that's going to be added to this is wings. This one doesn't have the antenna. If you wanted to add antenna, you could. You could refer back to the other video when I made the large butterfly. One more side to do. Tail out of the way. One last stitch. Then I'm going to slip stitch into my first stitch to join. Chain one, cut, pull, snug up. While we're here, we're going to weave in all of our ends. Yes, this square definitely needs blocking. There's a lot of tension on it, especially with those popcorn stitches. It needs a little bit of help. Really don't like this pink yarn I'm using. It is not the best yarn. It's old. It's a little on the scratchy side. Not too scratchy, but it's also splitting. But it works for tutorial purposes. And it's just a little scrap of it, so. Okay. Now I can clip my tails. And you've got your body of your dragonfly. There's your head. Here's the tail. If you want, you can tack down your tail. But I would recommend you could do this now or at the end. A little bit of the same color used for the body, just a tiny little bit. Get on your yarn needle and do a couple stitches to tack that last little popcorn up to the first popcorn, so you're not having this big old gap here. It's going to cover up that center of your square. So we'll do that at the end. But now we're going to work on the wings. And we're going to work on the right side of the wings first. Let me check something. Okay. So we're going to put a slip knot on our hook and we're going to chain 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. In the third chain from the hook, I'm going to put a double crochet, a double crochet into the next, half double crochet into the next one, and a single into the rest. So the last 3 will get a single. So we've made one wing. We're going to slip stitch into the body of the dragonfly. It's not going to be the head, not going to be the big popcorn, but it's the next popcorn into the side, like we did attached for the large butterfly. I'm just going to go around that last stitch of that popcorn and slip stitch to join. Now we're going to chain 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. In the fourth chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to put in a triple crochet. In the next 2 stitches, they're both going to get a double. In the next chain, put a double. And in the following chain, put another double. In the next, put a half double. And the next, however many chains we got, 1, 2, the next 3 chains are each going to get a single. 1, 2, and getting into that last one can be a little tricky. Single. And now you're going to slip stitch back into the body, the same place where you slip stitch to begin with. And that's really going to anchor it. And now you can finish off. You're going to chain 1, trim your yarn. You can trim it long if you're going to sew it down, but I'm not sewing it down. And there's one set of wings. We'll worry about our tails later. So that's 1/2. And when we come back from the ad, we will do the other set of wings. I will be back. And welcome back. Oh, I just realized this. Oh, my hands aren't there. That pink yarn looks orange. That's weird. The balance is all okay. It's kind of tripping me out. Okay, while we were at ad, I weaved in my ends, and now we're ready to do the left side. So the left side is essentially the same as the right, but back opposite. So we're going to chain 10. Fourth chain from the hook. We're going to put in a triple crochet. The next two we're going to get doubles. One in each, one double in each. The next stitch is going to get a half double. And the next 3 stitches, each will get a single. Okay. Now we're going to slip stitch into the side of the popcorn, but the opposite side. It's the very first stitch of that popcorn. The one right under the head, the same one you stitched on the other side. And now we're going to chain up 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Third chain from the hook. We're going to put in a double crochet. If you don't split your yarn, the next one will get a double crochet. The next one's going to get a half double. And then the last 3, each one will get a single. Two and 3. And now I'm going to slip stitch to that same stitch where I joined the wing. And now we're going to chain 1 and fasten off. Pull through. I'm going to weave in my tails. My other one. Again, she leaves a long tail, and she stitches her wing down to the main square. I don't like that. I like the wings to be free, like they're getting ready to fly up off of the square. Same thing with the large butterfly that we did the other night. Okay, if you want, like I said, you can add antennas. I'm not adding antenna. The one last thing we're going to do is we're going to fix its little butt. Its little butt is separated from its body. So you just need a small bit of the same color yarn that you used to make the square. And this is real simple. Put it on your needle. If you want, you can put a knot in it. I'm not going to put a knot in mine. And from the back, I'm going to come up to where I want it to go. I want it to go here. So right in the middle there, I'm going to pull it, but I'm not going to pull it all the way. I'm going to leave the tail. And then I'm going to come up under the popcorn, right up through the center of it. Pull it. I'm going to hold the tail. And then I'm going to go back down in. I'm just tacking it down. And that's going to move it up a little bit. Get it in position however you want it. And do a few more little stitches. Oh, not even on camera. Just a few stitches to tack it down into place. Just so it looks like it's all connected to its body. And again, if you want to sew down the tail, you can. I choose not to. And then you just finish this off as normal. I would finish off both tails, because that first one was not secure, and I should have left a little bit longer of a tail, but it'll work. That's it for now. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is just a sample. And again, block your square. Even just stretching it might help a bit. A lot of tension in it. And then if you don't sew down your wings, when you block it, you can always pin them down, part of the blocking process. Same thing with your tail. And my tail kind of curves, but that's fine. When they fly, they move around. And there is your dragonfly to go with your butterflies that we did earlier in the week. Preview for, and I changed my schedule up. Well, the schedule is the same. It's what I'm showing on stream. I switched 2 days. We swapped them out. So tomorrow's temperature blanket. Next Tuesday was going to be a special surprise square, which we will end up doing on Thursday. But on Tuesday, we're doing the snail. This is also by Yarnutopia on YouTube. And he's cute. The only difference is the little, I don't know what they call it, the antenna, the stalks, whatever the things on the top of the head of a snail. She used the same color as the head. I decided to use the other color. And I didn't stitch mine down. Mine are free. Same thing with the tail. If you're going to follow along with this one here, the pink stitches in the shell are bullion stitches. And to make it easier on you, I recommend using a latch hook. It's used to make rugs and wall hangings and cushions and stuff. This is your best friend when it comes to the bullion stitch. You can try to do it with a regular hook. It's going to be a pain. You're not going to get even stitches. So when we do that, I will show, again, how to do a bullion stitch. I'll do a sample, and then we will get into this. The key thing with this is your counts. And make certain your stitch counts are perfect. Because if not, your square, it's not going to be square when it gets time to square everything up. So that will be the one we're going to do on Tuesday. I really like that one. And then what we were planning on for Tuesday has now been switched to Thursday. Thursday will be the last square that we do in Granny Month. But a week from today is a bonus related stitch that's going to go with everything that we've done so far this month. Let me move my dragonflies to the side. And now I got to find something to do for another hour. I was going to work on when I'm prepping for the first week of July, but I'm not going to do that on camera. And I don't want to card anything. Decisions. I'll give me one check. Let me check something. Okay, I think what we're gonna do. I'll have to get it down, but we can start with this. I'm gonna work on another basket. And I don't have, let me see if I've got oh, that's not what we want. Bear with me, everybody. That one you can't see. Oh, that's what we'll end up doing. I will just move this to the bottom. And I'll move that to the bottom. So I'm just going to work on one of my cotton baskets because I need at least one or two more. And that will fill up some time, and I'll get something done. Where did I put my hook? I gotta cut the knot off the end of this. I'm gonna be making, it's over there, essentially one of these yarn baskets, like I've done before on stream. You know what? We're not going to do the magic circle. I was going to do a magic circle, but I think it's better to not do it with this. I didn't stitch around my tail. Let's start that over. I'm going to leave a little bit longer of a tail, and I think I'm going to end up chaining up 5 instead of 4, so I have a little bit larger of a hole to stitch into. Since this is double thickness and it's cotton yarn, over the tail. Why am I doing doubles? Believe me, I've done this before. I've done this pattern before. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Double check that we really do have 10. 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Yes. Slip stitching under that is always a little snug. Hey there, Spoopy Skellington. One started a blanket with a simple single crochet and ended with a double. I had no idea at one point. My brain went into auto drive. Yep. Yep. That happens all the time. How are you? How are you and your brother? I think, didn't you say before your brother was in the hospital and he's out of the hospital? Okay. That was... Make certain I got 10 and I'm stitching them evenly around. Yes, he's out and about. Still have trouble in picking up his toddler, but overall he can take care of her. Well, that's good. Glad that he's on the mend. Yeah, I'm just doing one of a simple cotton yarn basket right now, double thickness of yarn, and half double crochets. As we got done our Dragonfly square somewhat early. Me pull out some slack. Slip stitch to join. It doesn't want to go through all that thickness. Just trying to figure out my increase. Everybody, if you're curious about July, beginning of July, we're going to be doing filet crochet. And if you're not familiar with what filet crochet is, it is basically a grid mesh-based stitch. It's pretty easy to do. If you can do double crochets and chains, you can do filet. And you can do a lot of geometric patterns in filet. And just double check that I'm not skipping anything. You can even do letters, florals, all different types of pattern. Any type of pattern you can think of, any design, you can do it in filet. I'm going to get to the end of this round, and I will show you an example of what filet crochet looks like. Be a sneak peek for beginning of July. You'll see filet crochet in like tablecloths, decorative like curtains. Could be in other things. Top of my head, I can't think of anything. Let me slip stitch and join before I forget. So this is a sample of filet crochet that I did the other day, and I'll use this as a sample. It's normally done on crochet thread, real thin thread, but it can be done on any type of yarn. It looks better on thread. This is filet crochet, where you've got your heart shape, and then your negative space is made up of this mesh stitch. So that's one way of doing it. And then the other way, you do it here, where most of it is your double crochet, and your pattern is formed by the mesh. So if you can count to 3, and if you know how to do a double crochet, and you know how to do a chain, you got everything that you need to know about filet. They used to call this thing in the 1800s, they used to call this square stitch, because it forms little squares, little boxes. And even your solid areas, it's 3 stitches. And there are charts that you can use with this. You can design your own. I designed this myself. It's a real simple, basic pattern. So that is filet. Just purchased a pattern for a shawl pattern called Lost Souls. I think it has these little skulls on it, and I'm so excited to start it once I get a couple of projects finished. Yes, the Lost Souls pattern is a very popular one. It's been around for a while. I've never made it, but they actually look like skulls. It uses a lot of chain stitches to form that image. Well, when you get working on it, if you want, post it in the Discord. I know we would all love to see how it's turning out. Okay. I can never remember what stitch, if I go into the first stitch or not. I'm not one for shawls, but I'm gonna make sure my outfit fits for a shawl now. Well, I don't know if you had tuned in months ago when I was on that shawl kick where I made the same pattern like 5 times. I don't wear shawls, but hold on a second. But I ended up making them for friends and family. And again, if anybody was interested in that shawl pattern, it is the Fluffy Meringue shawl by the Crochet Crowd. It's a free pattern. It will definitely test your stitch vocabulary. It's a 4-row repeat, and each row you do something different. But it makes a really interesting design. Pattern calls for a hook I haven't used yet because it's small. I'm a little nervous, but still excited because I got some beautiful yarn for it. Okay, what size hook? Actually, we're going to go to add. Before I ask that, I don't want to, well, actually, you can respond while we're at add. What size hook and what size yarn? And again, you can always adjust depending on the pattern. If it has a repeat, you can always adjust it slightly. Some are easier to adjust than others. But like I said, we're going to go to add here in about a minute. Let me rip that out. Yeah, I'm doing this right. And I will be right back. And welcome back. Thank you for sitting through that ad break. calls for a 2mm hook with medium 4 worsted weight, but I'll be using Mandala Ombre, which is slightly smaller than the typical medium 4 that I've used in the past. That's a very small hook for a worsted weight. Because like this one here, this hook is a 2.75. Like, that's a 2.75. What I normally use for worsted weight is a 5.5. It's anywhere between like a 4.5, 5.5 to a 6, roughly in that range. And that's what I normally use. I use a 5.5 for worsted. And this is a 2.75. So they're recommending the smaller than this. I use this for, and actually it's what I'm using it for next, well, not next week, for next month, when we do filet crochet and Throwback Thursdays with our vintage patterns with our crochet cotton. I use that hook, and that's a 2.75. So a 2mm, you might have difficulty grabbing it all because it's going to be bigger than the hook, the actual hook head. I would play around with it, and if it doesn't work, go up a few sizes. Like, go up to like a 4mm hook. That's just my recommendation. Also, the smallest I typically use for worsted is a 3.75, and the biggest is 5. Oh, you've used 2.75 on worsted. Oh. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd end up snagging it all. Well, as you know, they probably have a gauge on there. It'll probably tell you what gauge they're looking for, so you can always adjust your hooks for the gauge that's needed. I'm also a tight crocheter, so I always go up a little big. We'll find out once it gets started. Sure, it's not a typo. I think that a 2mm would split the worsted. Yeah. But if you've used a 2.75 on worsted before, and that's what that is, it might work for you. But like I said, I'm a tight crocheter, so I always go up a size or two. And the reason I'm using the 2.75 on, let me get up. This is what, you're not going to be able to see it probably. This is what I'm going to be doing some of our Throwback Thursday vintage patterns with. I'm going to make a sample with this, and then I'll show it with worsted, unless it's the mystery ones that I don't know what they are in advance. I can't make a sample. I'll use this, and this is a 5 weight of cotton. And real quick, with crochet thread, the larger the number, the thinner the strand. So this is a 5. I think the smallest one they have is a 3. So that's pretty. That's like the thickest it gets. This is a 5. I've got some that are like a 20. Can't even see them. But I'm using the 2.75. I've got steel hooks, which are much. I don't even know where they went. Oh, they're here. My steel hooks, they go much smaller, and that one, that's like the smallest one I have is a 1.15, and I can't even use it. I can't even see the hook. But yeah, try it out. If it doesn't work, then you can always adjust. Ooh, I gotta double check something. 3. I'm pulling from the inside and the outside of this cake of yarn to double it up. Reading the views for the pattern, no one is commenting on the hook size. But yeah, it is a very popular pattern. I'm just gonna uncake all of this. I know I'm going to be needing probably all of it, probably more. I'll get down another cake of it. I've got plenty of this yarn. I'm starting to get a little tangled, but I think we're good. Yep, we're good. Yeah, and anybody who's tuning in, I should have mentioned this earlier. I have a YouTube channel and a Discord. So feel free to join those. Check those out. All of my streams are uploaded to the YouTube, unedited. So as you see it, that's how they get uploaded. And we've got a growing community over there on the Discord. People have been posting things they've been working on. I don't know if you've noticed, if you anybody saw, but Clean she posted a picture of a crocheted bag, like a tote bag, that she made, and she said she made it without a pattern. She came up with her on her own, and it looks. I mean, I haven't seen it in person, but it looks pretty darn good. I might have to ask her for the pattern that she came up with, or try to figure it out, and we might make it on stream if she is okay with that. See? I got to make certain I'm doing my increases the correct way. 3 increase. Increase. I counted right. My hand's starting getting tired from pulling all of this yarn through, because when you work with double thickness, you kind of have to tug on it a little. Plus, it's cotton, so it doesn't have any stretch. Gotta do an increase. On. Yes, I'm talking to the yarn. It didn't want to work. It didn't want to cooperate with me. The one strand kind of wanted to stay behind. You want to increase? But yeah, I'm kind of excited about hold on. 3, 4. I'm excited about our throwback Thursdays that are coming up. I've been like I said, working on this one pattern today, and I had to rip it out a couple times because I couldn't understand what they were trying to say, but I think I figured it out. I made it work. I got a little bit more to go on this sample of that. Increase, right? Yeah, got to do an increase. Come on, yarn. Work with me. Two. Number was off. Let me just double check. 4, 2, 4. Oh, I didn't increase the right way over here. Didn't increase at all. So we're going to frog some out by half that round, and we're going to use our new stitch markers. 2, 3. Take out that one. 2, 4. I was probably running my mouth and not paying attention to my repeat. This song is annoying me. Four. Four. That shouldn't want to work. Come on. Keeps getting caught on a strand in there. There we go. We're good now. Count worked out. Alrighty, I think we're going to end up calling it a night there. I'm going to end up probably adding another row to this later off stream or whatever. I don't think there's anybody we're going to raid tonight. We can double check. Nope, nobody to raid. There's people I'm following, but they're playing video games right now, and I'm not certain what any of those are. So we're not going to raid. I will be on tomorrow. Let me check my calendar because I can never remember how I have this set up. Be on tomorrow at 7 Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern. I think Sundays we're going to start an hour earlier. For our temperature blanket, I'm all caught up. Earlier this week, I finished everything and caught up. I got to weave in lots of ends. Probably ends back from April. So check that out. Again, I will be on, let me just switch it. I'll be on Tuesday for our snail square. This is by Yarnutopia on YouTube, the same designer and YouTube channel that was tonight's Dragonfly. So we're going to have our little snail. And of course, we'll finish out Granny Month Thursday and Saturday with some surprise squares and stitches. Finish out our garden theme, and then it'll take us right into July. So everybody remember, I have the Discord and the YouTube. Check those out. I think that's it for tonight.